Trust me, you're not alone. I bet you almost forgot that a Stanley Cup champ still had yet to be crowned when you woke up this morning. I mean, we are only 2.5 months away from NHL training camps opening again. The Detroit Red Wings have had to keep themselves occupied since Saturday night when they opened a 3-0 lead on the Capitals in Washington. Most of the players went to the movies to pass the time, but Kirk Maltby passed on Godzilla. Said Maltby, that will be a rental. Godzilla, of course, is the nickname of Caps goalie Olaf Kolzig, who's looking to keep Washington alive in his 33rd straight start. Scoreless in the first, Wings extra man. Sergei Fetisov sets up, looks cross ice. Doug Brown shoots, and he scores past Ole the goalie. 1-0 Wings. Take another look. Thomas Holmstrom will actually set up in front of Kolzig and actually tip it through his legs. Brown gets credit. It's a team effort. Brown's third of the playoffs. Later in the first, still 1-0 Steve Yzerman. Breaking in from the blue line. Goes right through Kolzig. Holmstrom on the rebound, but Ole stops it. Look again. Big save at the time. Stevie White couldn't believe it at the time. He'd have other opportunities. It's now 2-0 Wings in the second. One more would be lethal, right? Yzerman springing Holmstrom on the breakaway. Kolzig all over Holmstrom. Scotty Bowman knows that could have nailed it right then and there. But later in the second, the Wings would turn it over. We have a game. Scramble in front of Chris Osgood. Brian Bellows banging it home. His 6th of the playoffs. It's 2-1 now, Detroit. But Detroit would get a power play minutes later, and Holmstrom behind the net centers it. Larry Murphy puts it in. 3-1 Detroit. And who's there? Who made the trip? None other than Vladimir Konstantinov, giving the thumbs up. Third period, another Wings power play. Slava Kozlov. Here we go, 2-on-1 with Brown. The great pass, and Dougie Brown doesn't miss from there. His second of the game, and the celebration is on. 4-1, and midway through the period, during a stoppage of play, the Wings pounding their sticks in salute to Vladimir Konstantinov. There he is, number 16, and his wife getting a standing ovation from the crowd. And then the Stanley Cup being prepared for Detroit once again. Last seconds of the game, a 4-goal game, a 4-game sweep, and there you have it. A great feeling for Chris Osgood, who was victimized heading into this series. And what can you say about Yzerman, the Conn Smythe winner, captain of the Wings, presented with a Stanley Cup in the moment everyone was waiting for, handing it to Vladimir Konstantinov, the inspiration for this Detroit team to repeat. Konstantinov getting his trip around the ice with the Stanley Cup. And then the coach, Scotty Bowman, his 8th Stanley Cup title, tying the NHL record. 4-1 the final, back-to-back sweeps. The Wings win their 9th Stanley Cup in history. Bowman ties Toe Blake with his 8th Cup title. Osgood, 30 saves. He allowed only 7 goals in this series. Washington outshot 163-99 for this series as the Caps fall to 0-10-1 against Detroit since 1994. Plenty more to talk about, and that's why we're sending you right back out to the nation's capital and bring on in John Saunders and Barry Melrose. Guys?
All right, thanks a lot. And a very strange scene here at the MCI Center. You could swear many more Red Wing fans than there are Washington fans. Just the same, the Red Wings celebrate again their 2nd consecutive championship. Let's talk about what makes this team so special.
Well, I think you got to start at the top, and Scotty Bowman. You've got an experienced coach. He's been here many, many times. This was not a winning organization before Scotty Bowman got here, so you got to give this man a ton of credit for what they've become. Leadership. You got Stevie Yzerman. I've said it a million times. I think this guy is the greatest leader, the greatest captain in the NHL right now at this moment. He leads by scoring. He leads by checking. He leads by hitting. He leads by in a dressing room. So many, many ways. Goaltending. Osgood has been good this year. He hasn't had to be great. He's not going to win the Conn Smythe. Usually a goaltender is one of the guys that does. But tonight, I thought he was very good. I thought he outplayed Ole the goalie tonight at key times. So Osgood got the job done. But above all, what makes this team better than anybody else is the depth of this team. So many guys beat you. Marty Lapointe, 9 goals. Joey Kocher, 4 goals. Maltby, Draper scores a winner in overtime the other night. Murphy gets a goal tonight. McCowan comes over from Toronto. I could just keep going and going and going. The depth of this team makes this team special. They got 5 guys not even dressing that could play for any other team in the NHL.
It's the 4th consecutive sweep in a Stanley Cup final. That has never happened before. Detroit doing it in 8 consecutive games over the last 2 years, and there's reason to believe they could do it again next year.
Well, I never thought they would overcome the Konstantinov injury. This is one of the best defensemen in the world, and to lose him, I thought there'd really be a big void, so you got to give them credit there. The majority of their core guys are young men. Fedorov is a young man. Lapointe is a young man. Their defense, Lidstrom is a young man. Ericsson's a young man. Osgood's a young man. Shanahan is still in his prime. Really, the only older players are Yzerman and Fetisov.
Right. Again, our congratulations to the Detroit Red Wings, champions for the second consecutive year. Back to the studio.